Time now again for the United Soccer Coaches Advocacy Community Spotlight, and it is my great pleasure to welcome in Mike Lynch, who is the chair for the Faith-Based Coaches Advocacy Group. Mike Lynch, welcome to our Community Spotlight.
Dean, great to see you. Great to be on.
Yeah, great to have you. Obviously, a crazy year, and maybe more now than ever, we need a little faith in our lives. As you reflect on this past year, what have you learned? How have you grown?
Yeah, 2020 has been a crazy year for everybody. And I think it's one that really talks about the example of how adversity doesn't necessarily develop character, but it does expose it and tell us where we really got to keep the faith and keep strong. And so that's where 2020 is kind of been our focus. As you know, with United Soccer Coaches, there were a lot of opportunities of trying to get content so that people could stay engaged. And that's where we spent most of our time.
You brought some great content forward on the United Soccer Coaches podcast. If you can, reflect on that.
Yeah, we were really blessed to have a couple different opportunities. First, on your Team Snap, the blog we were doing, the audio, we had a 6-part series, and it was really exciting in that we talked about team culture, we talked about sportsmanship, we talked about sport ministry, we talked about taking care of each other, we talked about sports psychology. So that was really good. I had a chance to be on the match day with Ian and Vince, and that was really cool. We talked about the melting pot, just the difference in all the different players and coaches that we had the opportunity to play with alongside and coach with. We did a couple Zoom calls with a facilitator by the name of Chad Busick of AST Mental Training called Taking Change by the Hand, which was fantastic. And kind of his marquee quote was, that if you don't change the way you think about things, you'll need to, because the things you think about will change. And so that was kind of the focus. We just had a lot of great opportunities to try to give ideas for everybody to stay engaged.
Sometimes people say money where their mouth is. I say put your heart where it belongs, and your heart belongs where you are at your university. Tell us about where you are and how that perfectly applies to what you do as the chair of the Faith-Based Coaches Advocacy Group.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. I have the greatest job in the world. I coach at Belmont Abbey College here in North Carolina, and it's a faith-based institution, a Catholic university, private Catholic university. But I tell you, it's a place where we talk about we're constantly focused on that point and purpose of sport, which you and I talked about during that podcast. And again, so certainly the point of sport, we want to be competitive, we want to compete for championships like everybody does. But we never want to lose sight of the purpose of sport, which is really to develop these players, develop these student athletes that we have into the best versions that they can be. And that's what I just really feel blessed. I'm at a place where that's where they want me to stay focused on.
Pushing forward, Mike, 1 or 2 items that you're hoping to get accomplished in 2021?
Yeah, 2021, I tell you, we're really excited. It starts with the convention coming up because the content that we have I think is going to be really exciting. First, our social on Monday evening our keynote speaker is going to have Dr. Bill Thierfelder again, and he's going to talk about this power of the present moment and what that means for performance and relationships. And then we have a great panel on world religions and soccer on Thursday afternoon. And I think that's going to be really exciting because as coaches, sometimes we've had players in our teams that were not familiar with maybe the faith tradition that they practice, and we don't know about the special diet needs or special cultural things that have to do with their families and things that they need to be at. And then we're also, with our exhibits, we're really excited about the content there. We're going to have 2 different topics every time, from mentoring to book clubs to sport ministry to taking care. It was just all kinds of different topics that we're going to try to engage people, get people to join in on, and have some really good discussions.
Final, Mike, in our final 30 seconds, kind of going back to my first question, as we overcame so much adversity last year on so many levels, what is your message to coaches out there that had to overcome so much?
I think the biggest thing is to always remember that is to keep hope. And hope, where there is hope, there is action. Where there is no hope, there's no action. And when you keep hope alive, I think you keep everybody giving the opportunity in the present to happen. And you know how it is. And even when we're in a loss or we're in a win, you just keep the hope, and that keeps everybody engaged, keeps everybody looking forward.
And Mike, may I say on behalf of the entire organization, United Soccer Coaches, God bless.
Thank you, Dean. Thanks for the opportunity.